I went to the Houston Quilt Festival for the first time ever, and it was quite an experience. I decided that I needed a new dress before I went. Houston in November is quite warm and ridiculously humid, and so I wanted something besides the quilt dress. I decided I wanted something short and not necessarily quilted, but I did want it to feature foundation paper piecing. So I debated for a long time, and then I finally settled on what I was hoping would be the perfect pattern for the dress, and I'm pretty happy with how it turned out. So here is the process, and I think you'll like the finished product if you haven't seen it already. I fret for a long time over what pattern to use, and I settled on my Mott Mott bird. This was a custom design I did a while back, and I mainly chose it because of its size. It's a large block, so about 2 feet by 2 feet, and I think it'll fit well on the dress. This is my fabric selection. There's, I think, 6 or 8 shades of blue in the bird, and so I wanted to make sure that the bird stood out against the background, and I chose this fabric for the background. So let's get started sewing. There's a lot of pieces in this block, but it's a relatively easy foundation paper piecing project and block. I normally sew with like a 1.8 stitch length. In this case, I debated if I should serge every single seam as I sewed it, which would be a pain, but because it's a garment, I thought maybe I should. But in the end, I decided to sew with a super short stitch length. So I'm at about a 1.1. It actually made the paper really nice to tear out, really easy to work with. And then in the end, I have a very secure seam. So even though I have lots of seams within my dress, I think they'll be okay, and I think they'll be secure. So I've got all of my pieces sewn together, and I'm starting to assemble the actual block here. So I'll let you watch a little bit of this process. Okay, so I'm going to make a mock-up of this dress. This is Simplicity 1609 is the pattern number. I am still not sure how this block is going to fit on the dress. I picked this pattern because I like the shape of the dress, and this is kind of what I imagined, like this little 60s shift style. But I'm really not sure how. In the end, I'm going to put block on dress. So I'm going to make a mock-up out of just scrap fabric and try that on and see how it works, how it fits, if the size of the pattern is right. Here I'm adding like 6 inches because I don't think I have the right size of pattern, and we'll just see how it goes. So I'm going to cut out a mock-up, sew it together, try it on, and then eventually I will cut out the actual dress.
It's not as bad as I thought it would be. Okay, so this is why I hate patterns. I think, and I've got like pajama bottoms on underneath this, so I've got lots of ease built in. But I think I can take in this much. It's more up top than it is on the bottom. So let me pin it, and then I can like leave the back as is and then use that to take in the extra. But I have quite a bit of room, I think. Yeah, so the front is going to be more important because that's where the quilt block is going. So I think, okay, and then here, that's what I'm thinking. I got the bottom done today. And it might just work. We'll see. So what I'll do is I'm obviously not going to cut out the actual dress until I have the block done because I want to see where the bird fits, but I'm so excited about the size of the block because I wanted it to be bold. I didn't want it to just be like this tiny little bird in the corner of the dress. I really do want the bird to be the main part of the dress, and I'm really excited about this part. Like, I woke up this morning not excited about this, not sure it was gonna work, not sure I wanted to do it, not sure I could do it, so this is a relief. I now have to finish the top of the block, and then I will cut out the actual fabric. I'm still trying to figure out how to do that exactly because essentially the block is smaller than the dress. Okay, I think what I'll do is I'll finish the block and then I'll add like giant borders and then cut the dress pattern out of that. But see, now that I have the mock-up done, I know exactly how big I'll have to cut out the actual fabric. So I think that'll work. I'm gonna leave, I think I'll leave this as is because I can take in a good bit, and that's a good thing because, you know, I need something to work with. Worst case scenario, I can always add to the sides, add a little gusset, but I don't want to if I don't have to. It's like, what did I add, 3 inches? So it's not quite, no, I added 6 inches. So 3 on each side, really. So I want to see where the darts are. And see, the darts, I think they're pretty good. Yeah, I think they're good. And then I'll end up taking in, where are the back darts? I'll end up taking in back here probably. Give it a little more shape. But I think it's going to be cute. Well, it's hard for me to see. Okay, so this is actually the current fit, and I'm pretty happy with this. I could do an additional darting later if I need to, but and actually I was able to get it on over my head. I don't even have a zipper in it, so oh, I have to go grab the quilt block. Okay, let's see if we can make it make sense like this. I think the lighting's weird, but at least we can see the whole thing, and I have a mirror. Anyways, okay, oh, it's actually cute. I like the little A-line to it. My main concern's here. So here's the quilt block, and I've added a top and bottom border to it just to have the fabric to work with, and then I will add side pieces, but it's not going to take much. So my main concern here is getting it positioned so that, one, I don't cut off any of the bird, and two, I really need to work around a couple darts. This little side dart and this little bust dart, but what if I shifted the whole thing over to one side and added, oh, now that could work because, well, no, okay, I'm okay with the side dart over here because it's just the plumerias. I'd rather not have a dart in the bird. And then, but maybe I don't shift it that much. Okay, what about that? Is it weird to have a bird on my boob? He's just kind of over here. I don't think that's bad, but let's just see about, well, I mean, if I center the whole thing, actually most of the dart is out of the way, so that's not bad. And then, okay, let's try this. There it is here. And then this is actually going to be my lining. So I'll take this off and use it to mark the position so when I cut out the front, I know where he's supposed to be. Now, I'll do him later, but I'm wondering if I do want it. I think I do. But I'm limited because of the length of the bird. I think that'll be good though. Actually, I think that'll be really cute. Okay, well, I wonder if I should bring the bird up a bit. He's there. I think I need to bring him up. I'm tempted to do a V-neck, but then with a V-neck, I can't bring him up anymore. So maybe I could do a regular neck. Do I want a V-neck, or do I want the dress a little shorter? That's the choice. I feel like he needs to be a little higher anyways because I don't want him pointing at my boob. So I think he does actually need to be almost all the way up here. I can bring it down a little bit lower if I need to. I don't hate this neckline though. And then that gives me lots of room with the hem. I don't even have to hem it all the way short. It just gives me a little bit of variety if I need to. I think that's good. That still puts the side seam, oh, over here. So that's good. That's well outside of the bird. I like that. This one is going to be mostly outside the plumeria. This little petal might get cut off. That's okay. I'm quite liking this. And I'm excited, but this is at the point where this is the point of no return. So once I get the front cut out, there's no turning back, and I do not want to make another one of these blocks. So I'm also considering doing an extra plumeria to put like back here, which I think could be cute, and that could be added on later because I could just make it and then slap it in there. So that's okay. I'm excited, but I'm scared to death. Yeah, I really think that's all I have to do is cut out the front. The back is cut out already. I have to go get a zipper because I think I still want a zipper because I might end up taking it in a little bit more. But even if I don't, I think the zipper still makes it nice to get it on and off. I could do something embellishment-wise on the back. What? I don't know. I could do something fun with the zipper, like do one of those little lacy zippers that shows on the outside. So I have to go to the store and see what's available and go from there. But I'm excited. I'm just nervous.
This is definitely the most nerve-wracking part of this whole process because I have to figure out where exactly I'm cutting the front, which means I'm cutting into my block, which is just a terrifying process, but I can do it. So I'm gonna cut out the front and get that sewn together and hopefully not screw it up too badly. And then it'll just be kind of downhill from there because then I just have a couple seams and the darts to sew and then the hem. So I am excited. I'm just terrified. So I'm trying to lay it out on the lining and just see where it needs to go. I am so afraid to actually cut into this, but it has to be done. Let's do it. I am adding a small border on each side of this block just to give me enough width from which to cut the front, but that should be plenty. And I, of course, accidentally cut off the top border, not realizing that I needed the height for the strap, the like the bodice, the shoulder, but I added it back on. It's fine. If that's the worst thing I do in this process, then I'm doing pretty good. So add the border on to the front, cut out the front, and then get it all sewn together. That's the goal. Okay, here's the final dress. This is actually not in Houston. This is at the Legit Kit Certified Instructor Boot Camp that I hosted. I wore it in Houston and it was a huge hit, but it was so incredibly busy that we barely had time to think, let alone eat, let alone take photos. But I am really happy with the way this turned out. I want to show you a video from Houston. This is preview night and this is the line waiting to get in. So this is not even like main day, opening day. This is preview night, and it was so incredibly busy, but it was an amazing event. I had a blast. I met a lot of people. It was a lot of fun. So I hopefully will see you next year, and if you catch me at one of the shows in 2025, I will probably be wearing the Mott Mott dress or one of the other dresses I've made. Hope to see you there.